You're listening to the Pharmacy Podcast Network.
Hey there, sports pharmacy fans. It's your host, Dr. H, coming at you with another episode of the Sports Pharmacy Podcast. As a pharmacist, wellness expert, and certified sports nutritionist, I'm here to bring you the latest and greatest in the world of sports and wellness. Whether you're a diehard fan or an aspiring athlete, this is the place to be for all things health and performance related. So grab your favorite sports drink, kick back, and let's dive into some engaging discussion on how to optimize your well-being and athletic potential. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, join our Discord, and let's get on this journey together. Let's go. Welcome, sports pharmacy fans. I know y'all got really sick of just hearing my voice on the podcast, so I wanted to make sure for our next episode to discuss the importance of hydration with my good friend, who I think we've been working on this podcast or trying to get it going for the past year. My good friend Kris Rhea from BIOLYTE, man. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Hey, Dr. H. I'm doing awesome, man. It's been a great summer. Really excited to be working with the pharmacies, and it's really a peak time for us. Obviously, hydration with the heat is a big impact for us.
Yeah, we're hitting triple digits up here in Dallas. Today's June 28th, and it's gonna be a hot one. It's gonna be a hot one. So one of the things that we want to push on this podcast, and we try to make sure we cover this for both athletes and non-athletes. A little bit of background. So Kris and I met probably about a year ago through our friend Josh, and he approached me with a product called BIOLYTE. And I love hydration products. You tell anyone, my wife hates this when I say this to her, is that whenever she feels crappy, I always tell her, how much are you drinking? How hydrated are you? And the answer is always the same. And I think this stands for the majority of the population, is that the keys to making sure that you recover well and you're treating yourself properly is hydration. So Kris told me about his product BIOLYTE, and I had to sit back and look at how can we benefit this for both the general public and for pharmacies. Specifically, you and I both know a lot of the pharmacies now are really struggling with whatever reimbursements, whatever things not getting paid the way they should. That's a whole other episode. But to me, how do we get to having a separate source of revenue for the pharmacy while helping the community the best way that we can? Kris, please tell us more about BIOLYTE.
Yeah, definitely, Dr. H. So BIOLYTE is a family-owned brand. It was created by a physician when his wife was experiencing dehydration because she was going through chemo for breast cancer. He saw that nothing on the market, whether it be sports drinks, children rehydration drinks, powders, nothing was really helping, making the impact for people that were really suffering from severe dehydration. So his background in anesthesiology and tailoring IV bags to patients doing surgery, he was saying, hey, I can tailor something that is more impactful and more functional. And that was back in 2015. We started the company in 2016. And now we work with community pharmacies throughout the nation.
That's incredible, man. And I think one of my favorite things about y'all is just how closely knit y'all are with the mom and pop shops, and how you yourself, Kris, have been pushing this product to independent pharmacies, because that's who y'all relate to. The the founder himself, he relates more to the mom and pop shops. And I have a bunch of my store, and I'm fully stocked up now, which is cool. Kris was kind enough to send me a nice little stand to put in the corner. It's actually funny. I sent him a picture of a corner of my pharmacy, and I said, "Hey, Kris, what can go in this corner?" And immediately, without hesitation, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm sending you something. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, no, Dr. H, it's so unique to see how independent pharmacies really engage with their communities. And with a product like BIOLYTE, it requires education, right? How is BIOLYTE different than a typical sports drink? It's a lot more functional and better for you. It's about 6.5 the electrolyte concentration, and he's added ingredients for nausea and liver functioning, and he's got minimal sugar in there. It has to have some sugar because it helps with the electrolyte processing through the cell wall and getting it into the bloodstream. But we need our community pharmacy partners and their expertise to really show how this product differentiates from competitive hydration products, just like independent pharmacies, how they differentiate in quality from the big box chains.
And Chris, you did mention this to me, and that was one of my points was the sugar content of it being like a diabetic educator like myself. I tell people it has dextrose in it. So dextrose is a lot safer to use. I know it breaks down to glucose eventually, but dextrose is also the same thing they use in IV bag. That's something that's going to be helping patients. And specifically, and I know you want to stress this, this is really a rehydration technique for people. So for people that are either after having some sort of stomach bug and they're severely dehydrated, post a good workout. I use mine. I drank some this morning. It really helped me. I was struggling this morning, man, and say that BioLyte really helped me. I was feeling a little bit nauseous, and I think my sugar was low, so I was like, it was perfect, the perfect jolt that I needed right before my protein intake. So, how can a pharmacist highlight the importance of BioLyte to his patient, to his or her patients?
Yeah, so essentially, you guys are dealing with customers throughout the year in different conditions, different lifestyle factors that hydration plays a role in. Whether it be right now with 100-degree heat, folks that are working outside, athletes that are sweating consistently through the game, fall with cold and flu season. God forbid someone has more severe conditions like cancer or Crohn's disease. Really, hydration plays such a role in so many factors. We're even starting to leverage the GLP-1 situation, right? Pharmacies are seeing losses on those GLP-1s.
Yeah,
Those GLP-1s create symptoms, right? GI symptoms. So I would just be recommending things like BioLyte so they can offset some of those losses, right? But really, we're seeing our community pharmacies utilize products like ours to really tap into relationships within those towns and communities. So a lot of our pharmacies are working with student athletes at the high schools, and really that's one way we can impact the bridge between health and sports.
Chris. So let's say a pharmacy wants to get started with carrying BioLyte, man. So what's do they have any steps they have to go through? Where can they order it from? Where can they get more information about it?
Yeah, definitely. So we've tried to make it as easy as possible for the pharmacies to partner. We have the stock now in all the full line wholesalers. So the big three and some of the regional wholesalers that you guys are utilizing for your drug ordering. We also can provide it direct through our website at drinkbiolyte.com. Any information that they need, they can definitely reach out to me at kris.ray at drinkbiolyte.com or give us a call at the office.
That's amazing, man. And one of my other favorite things that we've talked about in the past is the importance of community engagement when it comes to this. So, can you tell me a little bit how we can contribute to the sense of community wellness and how we can show it's not just for athletes, obviously, but how we incorporate all those things within the community?
Yeah, so you guys are the expert with health and wellness, and you don't get enough credit, right? And I think a lot of pharmacists need to put themselves out there to utilize that expertise. Let's just use athletes as an example. I would be going to my high school athletic directors and say, hey, your student athletes are starting to get more into supplements and nutrition products, but there are so many different types on the market. I would love to do some type of in-service educational series with your either coaches or the student athletes and their parents about what substances are better for you and what substances are could be dangerous if ingested, or what substances are banned. Right. So the
Mhm.
NCAA has a banned substance list that you can go over and just be the educational resource and build that relationship. And what I'm seeing is a lot of our community pharmacies that are stocking BioLyte, they're taking samples to those athletic directors or those football, baseball, basketball, cross country coaches, just saying, hey, we stock this and we like to provide this to you guys, sell this to you guys, so you can utilize it before and after games or practice.
That's such an amazing thing, man. And being part of a community and helping athletic directors and high school students maintain their peak performance. That's really the goal in all this. And I want to highlight one thing that's happened recently. There's a soccer player by the name of Paul Pogba. He used to play for Manchester United and Juventus. And one of the issues he came up with was back in 2022. no, 2023, he had to give a urine sample, and they found a metabolite of a testosterone booster in his urine. And it turned out he was taking DHEA, which is a very common supplement in almost anything that we take. And he received a 5-year ban from soccer, man, just from that one small taking DHEA. He plays over in England and now then he plays in Italy, but he actually got the supplement from here in the States, which is scary to think about that it was that easy for him to really mess up his career. And it could have been prevented just by meeting with a pharmacist like us. And if we can incorporate the importance of rehydration for recovery, for maintaining peak physical fitness, then it really could go a long way. And I encourage all my pharmacies to do that. Here in Texas, we have ISDs, inter school districts, and every ISD has their own athletic director. And I have a good relationship with the one here in local near me. And I'm definitely going to be including this in there. That's for sure.
Yeah, and one of the things that you can really lead with is just the NSF certification, right? So there's NSF certifications, there's NSF certification for sport. On the collegiate level, they're very strict about those substances. The high schools, on the other hand, they really don't have the same amount of knowledge. So supplements, they're not highly regulated by the FDA and what their claims are. So you as
They're not regulated at all, Chris.
yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
you all can be that bridge of, hey, these are healthy, better for you products. These are red flags. And those high school athletic directors and those ball coaches will thank you endlessly, because those kids, they get marketed to by a lot of products that just have junk in them and they're marketing gimmicks.
Mhm.
And as a product that is a functional item, we really need your expertise to help these kids perform and keep themselves safe.
Mhm. And the most reliable information people are getting from is TikTok right now. These TikTok warriors are out there promoting anything they can make money off of. And especially with the rise of the TikTok shop, and I'm watching this happen live. With the rise of the TikTok shop, a company can come in and they've approached me multiple times. They'll say, "Hey, we'll send you products, just do a review for us and let us know what you think." And I said, "You're really not going to like to know what I think without XYZ." And I've been lucky in that I found a couple of companies that have actually sent me their actual raw data, lab tested as far as what is in their products. But you don't expect an average high school student, even collegiate student, to do all that research. That's my job, right? That's my job as a sports pharmacist. I'm not the most. I'll be the first to tell you, Chris. I am not the smartest pharmacist. Flat out. I can figure out your answer and I can help you to the best that I can. But it's that bridge to build the community, I think, is the most important part, because you don't have to be the brightest and greatest pharmacist in the world. You just have to have that relationship with people. And when we start including BioLite in these conversations where I can say, hey, not only can I help you build your supplement levels, but I can also keep you rehydrated and avoid severe dehydration, especially in this Texas heat, then that just takes our services to the next level.
Yeah, most definitely. And the cool thing that we're seeing is after the pharmacy is developing the relationship with those high schools, those moms are coming into the pharmacy to pick up those
Yep.
items. The high schools typically are buying it from the pharmacy for after games or before games, but those moms are coming in and getting it because the kids do see an impact in the cramping and the fatigue and
Mhm.
all that. So now you have an active prospective customer that you're engaging with for the other things that you're doing as a drugstore, whether it be DME, KT tape, compounding, bringing
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
prescriptions. So just utilizing what you're doing differently in that relationship to build your business by bridging the gap.
I mean, we're community pharmacists, Chris. That's our definition. We are community pharmacists. So these conversations we're having are just so valuable to be a part of it. I'm blessed in that I live in the same city that I own a pharmacy, so I can have these conversations about with anyone local to me. And yeah, man, it's something that's super important. So if I know you mentioned this earlier, and I want to bring it back again. So if somebody want to inquire more about like, some educational resources that support BioLite, where can we get that information from?
Yeah, I am the dedicated healthcare advocate for BioLite. So anybody can reach out to me, and I will do whatever I can, whether it be give you samples to make that introduction to your athletic director, or just put together a PowerPoint or collaborate with you in speaking to the athletic director. So please reach out to me. Either you can email or call me anytime, or you can call our home office as well. We have a sports dedicated individual is trying to work with student
Nice.
athletes and put together some NIL and different ways
Nice.
we can target that segment, because really we are wanting to be the medical grade hydration product that is not a fad but a functionality product, and bridge the gap between medicine and athlete.
That's amazing, man. So we talked about customer experience. Which flavor is your favorite flavor, Kris?
I am a punch guy now. Punch is the newest flavor.
Punch.
Yeah, and I'd say that's the
That's
safest
that's
bet.
the only one I'm missing, man. I'm
Yeah.
missing that one in my pharmacy. I know Kris said he's working on stock and everyone's buying it up. I think is what's going on with it.
Yeah, it's neat because we have 5 flavors and all of them have different levels of saltiness, right? They have the same formula. We just need somebody to find their one flavor. And the thing is,
Yep.
it's not packed full of sugar, so it's different at first, but you really do notice the impact after about 20 to 25 minutes once it gets into your bloodstream. And the neat thing is we're also releasing a powder version next month that
Nice.
will be stocked
Love
in
that.
the drug wholesalers. And we're really excited because that takes away some of the issues around travel and storage. Now, some of the hikers and athletes that don't want to carry around a bottle can now have that
Mhm.
powder pack and mix it with their water.
Yeah, I told Kris I'm pretty excited about that powder pack, man. I know for a lot of athletes, they just want to throw something in their bag and mix it with cold water later. That's a really cool thing that y'all want to do. Anything else in the future, man, that you see BioLyte coming out with?
I think our main focus now is educating the healthcare professionals that are referring patients to you. So, from a product extension standpoint, these powders, but our strategy is to work with oncology centers, work with urgent cares, work with sports medicine, their physical therapists, orthopedic physicians to say, hey, this product is stocked at your community pharmacy. Your patients need it because of the lifestyle or factor or condition that they're dealing with. There in Texas, we're working with folks like MD Anderson and Texas
Nice.
Oncology. It's just trying to say, hey, we want to keep patients stable so they can continue their treatment, not end up in the hospital, right? That's why the product was
Yeah.
created. And we're trying to funnel patients to your pharmacies through those relationships.
Hey, Kris, you're doing God's work, man. I appreciate you so much, bro. Anything else that we want to let our audience know about our products?
Just with that, we appreciate the relationship. Like just like you guys, we're independent business. Really, the relationships and the collaboration is what has gotten us to this point. So I'm so grateful for independent community pharmacists and everything that you all do.
Awesome. Kris, drinkbiolyte.com. That's BIOLYTE.com. Kris Rhea, man, I appreciate you so much, bro.
Thanks, Dr. H.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the podcast, consider giving us a 5-star review anywhere that you get your episodes. Follow us at Sports Pharmacy Pod, as well as me, your host, at Dr. Mix-a-Lot. Join our Discord server for more interactions with me and fellow listeners. As always, stay well, stay hydrated, and I will catch you next time.